Hello,
Hello.
hello, and welcome back to another episode of Love It or Shove It. It's me, Irina Portnova, in the studio with Bruno Jill, my co host. And today we are presenting the topic of full moon love manifestation. And actually, we were supposed to have Dina with us today because she is expert on everything related to love and manifestation, but she couldn't join us. But she actually suggested a good topic. So let's dive in and discover. So what I wanted to share with you about the full moon, because today is actually the full moon happening right in Scorpio. So I wanted to share that full moon is a very magical and fascinating symbol, right? Because full moon actually symbolizes the fertility, the transformation, the abundance. And it also connects to how we can set our intentions. We can set our intentions, meaning we want to bring into our life whatever we desire. And today, specifically, we are going to be talking about love life, right? But we also want to pay attention that we can release something that doesn't serve us as well, whether this is the relationship, whether this is the connection, whether this is somebody that doesn't serve our highest good. And that's exactly what we want to talk about. We are going to be talking about how can we really do this love manifestation during the full moon, and how to keep yourself open for the possibilities from the universe. Bruno.
Well, first of all, I apologize because my head is a little bit all over the place because my nose is completely clogged right now, so I don't have much oxygen going into my brain, so I'm going to be a little bit slow today. I believe so. If not, great. Yes, no, yeah, you have your answer right now. But I love, I love like full moons because you see the thing about like new moons and stuff, right? And the moon is not full, the moon is new, right? New moons on the 28-day cycle, right? So on the 28-day cycle, you go from new moon until full moon, right? And then a new cycle starts. I love the full moon because the full moon is when the moon climaxes, right? That let's say it like when you have a full moon is when the full moon climaxes. It's the climax of the moon, right? Because it's the release of the energy, right? It's when the energy is more intense, right? And depending on what sign it is, the full moon was present on, certain things can happen other than others, right? So it's really about playing with that energy, playing with that field, playing with that magneticism, right? And really truly being magnetic with it and really knowing what to do. And so, full moon rituals, right? Is actually full moon rituals is actually like much it's something that is kind of super known, right? And so there's one that I really like, and I've been saying this for a long time, which is moon water, right? So you bring like not a cup of water, but like like you bring like a bottle of water, right? And you set your intentions to what you want, and you leave it under the moon, right? To get all the energy of the moon, right? And then the next day, right before the sun rises, right? Because the energy of the sun and the energy of the moon is completely different, right? You're dealing with fire energy, and then you're dealing with water energy, right? So you don't want right. So you want to have the most water energy that you possibly can, right? And so you should totally take the water out before the sun rises, and then you drink it. Or you have a shower with it, right? I don't know, you water your plants with it, whatever. But as long as you put it inside yourself, right, and that will cleanse yourself, that will match your vibrations because the intentions that were in that water. And so here's the beauty about it. Many people can look at this as, oh, that's bullshit and whatever. But that is not true. This is actually for real, because there are studies that show, right, that frequency um, changes the vibration. Different frequencies change the vibration of the water, right? Different frequencies change the vibrations of the water, right? And so we are made of 80% of water, I believe so, right? 80% whatever, right? And so frequencies change our water, right? And water has memory because those frequencies are stored, right, within it. And so the moon has energy, the sun has energy, and all that, right? And so that will influence us, basically. And it is really awesome that it can influence somebody in a negative way, or it can influence somebody in a positive way, right? And when we are conscious of how that works, we can actually use that for our advantage. And so moon water is something that I honestly, not something I done multiple times or lots of times, right? But for example, it honestly also depends like on what you love to do. Also, like I'm more of a writer myself, right? So, right, I write my intentions, right? I'm more of a writer. I like to mix music with writing, right? Um, I like to mix music with writing because the music will influence my mood, right? And the writing will kind of, like I am, how do I say it? Like I am putting intention, I'm putting high intentions through the mood that a certain music gives me, right? And so that influenced me a lot because I know how I work, right? And so, for example, for Irina, that might not work, but for me it does, because again, we're all different. And so, what works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for you. And so, it's all about knowing how you really are and knowing what ticks you and what doesn't tick you, right? And what really makes you go like, oh my god, that's amazing! Wow, also magical, because you really want to, right? You really want to know how magical do you want it to look like from the moment you start to the moment you finish, right? Almost like a movie. And so for me, feeling the emotion that a certain music passes me, right? That kind of matches with the vibration I want to kind of settle or upgrade myself with the intentions that I'm writing. For me, it helps a lot, right? You want to get creative as well, right? You want to get creative with it as well, right? Which is important. But some like you really have to be aligned with wanting to know how to do it, because these type of things, they can come like logically to you, but trust me, the logical mind is only like the start to what like true knowledge actually is, because like we're beings of higher consciousness, right? um, and so you can try and get there logically, but whatever your intuition tells you, you should just follow it, right? And yeah, that's for me. Writing helps a lot. Writing my intentions, journaling, right? I heard I heard like scripting as well, right? Like scripting a certain scene, a certain, what like a certain moment, right? In in your desired present life, and script it and write it, which is actually quite interesting.
Okay, thanks for sharing. So, what comes to me is, first of all, when we talk about love manifestation, it's either you want to attract love into your life, maybe a new partner, or if you want to deepen the relationship that you already have with your existing partner, right? Because love, as any other areas of our life, we always can grow, we always can improve in that, correct? So when we talk about love manifestation, and full moon actually help us to manifest properly, right? First and foremost is important to know exactly what do I desire, right? Because there is no wind in the favor to the sailor who doesn't have the destination. We really have to know exactly where are we heading. What do we want? What kind of relationship would really rock our boat, right? So the idea is be very clear. And during the full moon, it's great to set the intentions and to make it crystal clear what exactly you want. And write down your desire. I want to be more loved, maybe, because to each the love language is different, right? Somebody, for instance, me, I'm thriving on compliments, on the gifts. This is my love language, right? Somebody wants more quality time, and it all depends what really really makes you feel great when you are in a love and relationship. So be crystal clear, and then you can actually, like Bruno mentioned, you could script the scene. How do you see that relationship for yourself? Just picture yourself. Where are you at? Who are you with? What exactly are you doing? What kind of feelings are you experiencing in this particular moment, right? Because it's all about to have these feelings that we want to experience, because our brain actually doesn't see the difference between imaginary and real. So whatever we feed our mind, we are going to be able to manifest it in the physical world. So be more specific, like what kind of relationship would you truly desire? And we can even be as specific as writing out that partner characteristics. Like if you don't have that partner right now, or you want to attract a better partner that you are in with the relationship right now, right? If you are not happy with whatever you have, just you describe who is that person, what does that person do, what kind of interest is it important for you to be connected on all levels, right? Spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. And just see, like, making sure. And the best way to figure out what you want is to look at the relationships that didn't work, or the relationships that you did not particularly like because you felt constricted, right? And from that on, you know exactly what you would love to have in your relationship, and just sit down and describe as it's already happening now. Write it down in the present tense and just say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have a great partner who understands me, who spends time with me, and we are happily growing together. And then you could describe a particular scene. And the idea is that we were never trained this way, so we don't really understand how our energy works, because it doesn't matter exactly how we do it. It's not, there is no such a structure as right or wrong, but it's all about our intentionality and our energy. How do we direct our energy? What are our intentions? And it has to be very authentic. It has to be coming from our heart rather than from our mind, right? So we don't question much, like like, oh, this is just a fairy tale, it's never gonna materialize. If we are thinking about this way, obviously our belief is very weak, and we cannot attract exactly what we want. But the more we feed our faith and starve our fear, that's exactly when we shift our energy and we start attracting what we desire in our life. Another thing, what is very good to do is express the gratitude, right? Express the gratitude for the love that you already have. It's not necessarily romantic love. You could express gratitude of the love of your friends, the love of your family, the love of people that means something to you, right? And from that energy, because gratitude is gonna propel us to that level of fulfilling our wishes, our desires. So just stay in that energy and really, really be grateful. Be that person who understands that the more you're grateful for, the more great and blessed things are coming your way. Also, it's great to practice visualization. Visualization is just, you can close your eyes and bring into your mind just have that picture of where you are, who you with, what are you doing, right? And again, experience. It's all about experience, and feeding our mind and feeding our body with the emotions that we want to experience in the real life. So during the full moon also is very important to release. You could just sit down and release, just write down what are the emotions that I want to release. What kind of behavior in my partner I want to release, right? Or maybe why do I want to release that person? And like cut with that person, because if we want to invite something new in our life, we have to create the space first. We cannot attract another partner if we are still holding on to our old partner. So understanding these universal laws and how they work, you can actually know exactly what to do in order to create the life that you truly desire. So experiment with everything. It's all about just, hey, I want to have my open mind. I want to see how everything is going to work out for me. And you could do the love affirmations, right? Whether you can pick them up from the internet or you could create your own ones, right? And it's all about just intentionality and believing in the process. And nobody says it's gonna materialize it next day, because that's not how the energy works. Because if our thoughts were materializing on the speed of light, imagine all the negativity that we carry and think about if it was just all coming to fruition. So understand that manifestation is the process, and the more we in tune with that, the more we believe in that process, the better outcome we are going to create. So full moon is potent for a lot of things. And like, because we are talking about love and relationship, that's why we're connecting more to the love and relationship. And also, if somebody is in crystals, rose quartz is very good for setting our intentions. So we want to hold it, we want to carry it, and we want to meditate with that, and just keep reminding ourselves why do we keep this stone and what it means for us. Bruno, do you want to add anything?
Yes. So I'm gonna talk about what I do, like kind of like about the journaling. There's a trick that I. It's a very simple trick. However, I haven't really, like, my manifestations weren't really working that fast until I did this. They were working. They work, by the way. But
They always work,
yeah, they always
whether
work.
in a good way or bad way.
Yes,
We constantly manifesting every
yes,
day.
absolutely. However, what I was gonna say is that with this simple trick, it will work like 3 times faster, right? And so um, it's when you write what you're thankful for, write it, and then why. I'm so thankful that I'm happy because I'm so thankful that I have money because I'm so thankful that I'm healthy because, right? So I'm so thankful that I'm happy because it helps with my mood every single day. I'm so thankful that I'm financially stable because I can have financial freedom, right? So on and so on and so on and so on, right? Because the reason why you want to do it has a big effect, and depending on the amount of the emotional charge, right? Like imagine you're trying to revive somebody with that machine, right? With the electricity of that machine, right? And you're trying to restart this part the person's heartbeat. That's the same thing as here, right? You want to have a much emotional charge to function as electricity, right? To really pump all those vibrations, right? To like vibrate really high, right? Um, and that's really how you when you want to do it, right? You can be thankful and that's it, or you can like have it 3 times faster and be like, I'm so thankful for this because this. And so again, the reasons on why you're thankful um, are very good. It's like a double yes, right? It's basically a double yes. The number one yes that you're grateful, and then the second yes, which is more powerful than the first one, because it's the second confirmation, right? Is you saying why, is you explaining why, right? And so it's good. It's a very good thing.
All right, what I wanted to add, during the full moon, first of all, the energies are really high, and we can actually get together with people who also set the intentions, right, and just hold that space for them, and that beautiful energy together in order to manifest. And also pay attention to your dreams. Just put the journal by your side, and because during that period of time we do actually receive the answers, because our intuition is really heightened, and we do receive the answers to our questions. And if we start really paying attention and be mindful about it, we can receive the answers through the dreams. So it's all about just exploring and understanding how it works. And the most important thing, don't doubt, right? Because doubt is that enemy that shows up for a lot of people who want to manifest and bring love into their relationship. Because obviously, we are so prone to operate in the physical world, and we want to see it in order to believe it. But the way it works, it's actually you believe it in order to receive it. And if we just trust the process and allow ourselves to experiment, because we already know how it is with the life that we already have. So why don't we try something else in order to experience different results? And that's exactly what this work entails, right? So enjoy this full moon. Do something, whatever ignites you. You can even go online and Google something. Trust me, your spirit is going to guide you to the information that you meant to see and you meant to experience. Like I said, in this kind of work, there is no such a thing as right or wrong. There are some things, but majority of the time we have to really lean on to our gut feeling, to our intuition, because we always have it. We always receive the signs and the guidance, and it's up to us to tap into that field and really learn how to interpret it. Again, it could be very difficult initially because we are training ourselves, we are training our brain muscles, we are training our intuition, right, the same way as we would train our bodies. So it's the same analogy. Everything what you start doing for the first time, it gets better the more you do, right? So throughout the repetition, throughout the tweaks, and experimenting different things, you really start to tune in and understand what really excites you, what really ignites you, and how to create something that you would love to have in your life.
Hmm. Yes,
Bruno, yes, anything else comes to you?
absolutely. I mean, when it comes to full moon manifestation, I mean, honestly, like, I'm gonna be very honest, like, not really, simply because, there's only a specific amount of things that you can actually do, because, it all has to do with rituals and ways to really take the best out of that full moon, right? Um, so, I mean, what works best for me is writing and music, right? Um, there's, I mean, I don't know. I don't really remember, because I'm, again, like, my head is all over the place right now. I don't really remember, like, if you talked about, like, baths. You talk about taking
No, I
baths.
didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
You can share.
yeah. So basically, um, it's interesting because, for example, I feel like baths are. I mean, for women, right? I feel like baths are very, like, they're very cool, very, like, awesome. because like not only like like you're finding pleasure on the bubbles, and like on the beauty of it, right, and all that, and and how hot the water feels and how comfort it feels, but also because of the actual sensation, right? The sensations that it come for you, right? And the more pleasure you can get from the sensations you're getting, the more in connection you're going to be with the actual energy of the moon, right? And so like I feel like women did that, that'd be like awesome. They tried to do that, that'd be great. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I do with me.
So there are different ways to do this, and what we invite you just to experiment and see what comes up for you. If there is anything that you particularly practice for the full moon manifestation, and especially in love, just share it. We will be happy to hear from you. And we wish you a great manifestation, love manifestation, and take a full advantage of this full moon. We love you, and we'll see you next time.